Representative Breen.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'm not sure who to direct this question to, whether it be Leader Nekritz or your legal advisors. I want to make clear, under Illinois law, insurance plans are already required to provide contraceptives, correct? Okay, and then under federal law, they're required to provide sterilizations, drugs that end or prevent pregnancy, all with no copay, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that includes over-the-counter drugs provided for free, correct?
I'm not positive that the federal law includes over-the-counter drugs.
Okay, it was my understanding with a prescription that you would get it.
Oh, yes, with a prescription, correct.
How much will this proposed legislation cost?
It is our understanding that this proposed legislation has no cost to the state of Illinois, in the effect that it is coverage that is already required of insurance companies, as you indicated. The change here is that we remove the barriers that are imposed that Lisa described.
Well, except, and Lisa's barrier that was described shows that there is a cost. And I pulled up on my phone here there's a $50 copay for pharmaceuticals under my state of Illinois health insurance plan. So that would be wiped away, and I heard that CMS was an opponent. I'm assuming it's because they think there will be a cost here, and a pretty substantial one. It also, too, let me just make clear that the federal law that requires all of this to be provided for free is a regulation. It's not a statute, correct?
Correct.
Right. So it could be changed in January of 2017, right?
We can't know, but
right.
Correct.
Okay. I have another question. Why the 12-month provision?
Yeah, so let me actually address the cost provision a little bit more. So you're talking about cost to the insurance companies, right? This is what you're discussing.
Well, and when something is a cost to an insurance company, it's a cost to everyone who has insurance, because that drives up all of our rates, and the manufacturers have to pay more, all of the other employers have to pay more. And so from that perspective, you look at it and say, well, we don't provide heart pills for free. We don't provide dialysis for free. We don't provide all sorts of medical services that folks absolutely require. And maybe we should, but the problem is when I hear your presentation and you talk about, and I thought I heard you talk about some of the horribles related to pregnancy or having a child, which causes me to get a little, I start sitting there going, what are we talking about here? When I hear that and I compare it to folks in my district who have diabetes or have heart disease or other very serious illnesses, I'm wondering why are we saying we should pay for contraceptives and sterilizations and all of that and not pay for those other items?
Oh, and I'm happy to answer the question. Birth control preventive services in general are fundamentally different from other medical services in that they produce cost savings. There's a well-documented body of research which shows that insurance companies do not pay more when they add, or do not have an increased cost when they add contraceptive coverage when you include the cost benefits from prevention and managing conditions unrelated to pregnancy, polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, and others, and then the decreased costs associated simply with labor and delivery for an unintended pregnancy. So there's a well-documented cost savings to insurance companies, and we do in fact pay for some heart pills under the Affordable Care Act without cost sharing, because the Affordable Care Act requires coverage for all preventive services without cost sharing, and this bill does not change that. This bill simply removes the barrier which exists in accessing birth control pills and other pills which really have a proven benefit for women and children. And to the point on pregnancy versus other conditions, we agree that chronic conditions are a serious concern. We also know that unintended pregnancy specifically is associated with negative birth outcomes and negative societal ramifications that we are seeking to address with this bill.
Thank you, Kathy. Representative Wallace?